Welcome to the latest edition of Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts, where almost no subject is off limits. Now, here are your hosts, Boomer Diane Faith and Millennial at heart, Stanley Roberts.
Hello. Happy.
Guess who won the pennant today?
Well, I was gonna say happy Sunday first.
Yeah, man, whatever. Everybody knows it's Sunday.
I have no idea.
That's right. The Phillies, baby. The Phillies.
No, sorry, not a fan.
Okay.
I represent the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, but what they doing right now? They on the beach.
They're chilling. They're getting ready for the next season.
Okay. Anyway, when last time they? No, I'm not going to go and talk smack about them because
Don't go talk smack because you jinx it for yourself.
I'm not jinxing it for anybody.
Yep.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening, Gabriel.
Oh my God, I miss people behaving badly. Well, Patrick, what is that noise? Is that the wind again?
No, it's your computer. Oh, a motorcycle.
Oh, okay. All right, so we had a power outage yesterday. The wind was so bad, the weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. And then all of a sudden, it was so bad that I thought the wind was trying to come through the front door. I almost shot the front door 4 times.
I heard this yesterday, by the way.
What's up, everybody? What's up, the Infernal Gear? Everybody doing groove evening? So we're here, and we're going to talk about a few things, including the silly season.
Oh, that's right. Gabriel's a good point.
What?
Patrick may have not seen your most recent piece, which just came out this past week.
Oh, that's right, Patrick. You haven't seen my most recent piece that came out last week.
You really trying to mimic everything I just said?
No, I'm not trying to mimic everything you just said. I'm just saying the Phillies won.
The Phillies suck.
Go to Mr. Badley TV on YouTube, and you can see the latest segment. So then you can't say you missed it anymore. Only way you miss it now is if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel. It aired. It's been on there for 2 days now. So it's been on, and I'm working on another one.
It aired on Wednesday,
I think. No, Thursday.
Thursday?
Yes, It aired Thursday, 9 a.m. So it's called
Cell Phones Galore.
Cell Phones Galore. I think you'll like it. Share it with your friends. Tell them you love it. Yada, 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 bada, bada, bing. Okay. He said, okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, subscribe. I want to see it. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like buttons. Welcome, everybody. We're here. It's that time of year where baseball. You know what's funny, though, and I told you this the other day, is that 33 years ago, the World Series was
on October 17th.
Right. And now it's 33 years later, and it's like 2 weeks ahead. How's it move so far ahead?
2 weeks delayed.
Delayed, yeah.
Yeah, because they're not even in the World Series yet.
Right. We're still waiting for the Yankees and the New York Yankees.
Oh, is it the Yankees?
Yankees and Houston.
And the Astros?
And the Astros are up 3-0, I think.
Let me see.
So I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. And if I'm wrong, she will correct me. But
they're playing right now.
Go Phillies.
Yeah, they're up 3-0, and they're in the
who's winning the series?
The Astros. Yeah,
okay.
3-0. But
who's winning the series?
Yeah, the Astros.
What's the score right now?
Oh, you mean the actual game?
Yes, the actual game.
You said series. Well, so you said the series is like the overall.
I know.
The actual game, individual game, is something different. So
yes.
You said series, so I kept saying 3-0.
Surely you can't be serious.
So the game right now, the Astros are winning by 4-3.
And what inning?
Going into the bottom of the third.
And so no one scored a touchdown.
Okay, well, you have bigger problems if you think that they're trying to score touchdowns.
They hit the ball through a little hoop.
Okay, well, that's also different.
And then they run around the bases.
And then they kick a ball.
I do live in the Bay, but I had left for 4 years. I went to the desert on a horse with no name, and it felt good to be out of the rain. But, in the desert, no one can give you no name because... Okay, never mind.
You gotta leave the singing alone.
Da, 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 da.
Bill Van Ram says, Stanley, were you videoing in Brisbane too?
I was not. We were in, I was riding with Brisbane, and we were videoing in
EPA.
East Palo Alto in the afternoon. In the morning, we were doing Redwood City, CHP's area, which was a freeway. And I have to tell you this. It is you have to be bred differently to be able to patrol on the freeways. because it is the scariest thing in the world to be standing on a freeway, and the only thing you have to protect you is your keen sense of awareness of what's going on around you, because people are just zooming by at 900 miles an hour, and they're like, literally, you can feel the wind from the cars going by you while you stand out there, and you have no protection. That's a, and any cop I worked with ever or rode with would tell you that it's a different breed to be on the freeway. And I did a ride along with a tow truck company, and I swear I didn't think I was going to. I really didn't believe I was going to come home that day, because people. I see why they passed the move over, slow down, move over law.
Because the tow trucks on the side of the road,
Because people just are totally oblivious when they're driving, and they see you at the last second, and sometimes they literally you can feel the what I call the mirror just basically graze your jacket. They're going by so fast.
Oof.
So you're out there trying to tow a car, and these people are just oblivious to the world around you. They're looking at their laptops, their phones, and they're always doing this. It's like you can see them; they're driving like this on a freeway. I'm like, how do you drive with your head down on a freeway?
Well, basically, they're not driving.
So it's the whole entire bay. They drive crazy. But being in Arizona for 4 years, it's worse there. And it took them a long time to pass a cell phone law in Arizona.
And you can actually still use your cell phone
At a red light.
At a red light. They
And
passed
train
that
crossing.
law right after we moved there, right?
No, about a year and a half after.
2020.
Yeah.
Like right before the pandemic.
Only because.
Because of the was he a deputy?
No, he worked for Salt River PD.
Oh yeah, because he got hit
and killed.
Yeah.
And that's when they passed the law.
Yeah.
But it took
you
them a while.
You have to wait till something happens. We are a very reactive society, not proactive, reactive.
So that was crazy because they did not have a cell phone law, and now their law is you can actually use it at the light, which you cannot do in California.
Yeah. So if the light's red, you can be on your phone, which is kind of weird though, because then when you watch people and the light turns green,
they drive away with still on the phone.
On the phone.
Right.
Yeah. So then that's why I feel like what's the point of the law? It's just to have a law. I feel.
Well, it's because it's a feel-good law.
Oh, it feels good.
J.R. Stone made a comment to me one day that made a whole lot of sense. This is when they first passed the law, and I think he came from another state where cell phone. I think he came from Florida. I could be wrong, but where the law, it's not illegal. But he said the difference is when you're on your phone and it's legal, you're driving like this because you're not trying to hide the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So you see more going on around you. Mm-hmm. I strongly disagree because you're so distracted. But then he said, but when they made it against the law, instead of people putting their phones away, they drive like this. The head bob. Mm-hmm. And then 1 second you put your head down is when everything goes sideways.
So it was better if they didn't have the law?
I'm not going to say it's better if they didn't have the law. I'm just going to say that if they make it, I think some laws are feel-good laws. They're made to, I firmly believe that TSA is a feel-good organization because I think they did a survey once where a lot of stuff still got through. And
do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
My lotion?
Yep.
My 16-ounce bottle of lotion.
So she got
through.
So here's the crazy thing. I couldn't go through with an apple.
Yeah,
I could not go through an apple that was wrapped, and I had it in my hand. And then when I told him it was wrapped, all of a sudden I got secondary. I got secondary with an apple.
Well, I got secondary too with the lotion.
But they never caught it.
Well, the guy literally was
holding it and didn't realize it was lotion.
Looked at it, but didn't realize that the bottle was 16 ounces and put it back and let me go. And I'm like,
okay.
I wasn't gonna wrap myself out because I'm like, I'm not trying to give up a perfectly good bottle of lotion. Just thank God I'm not like, someone that's trying to bomb an airplane, right?
Well,
I think it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than that, but I get what you're trying to say. Anyway,
we need laws that are logic.
Well, here's the problem with laws is that now here's something Arizona does that's a little different than what California does, and we may do it, but you don't see it as much. So in California, when they make a law, it pretty much stays on the books forever. In Arizona, they've made laws that they repealed. When they repealed them, they took them off the books, and it says repealed. Mm-hmm. So there's no language on that law anymore, which means the law, which was a law, no longer exists. Mm-hmm. And I find that to be a little bit more, understandable because, okay, we don't want this is a dumb law or whatever the law is not applicable anymore. It's been repealed and it's taken off the books. But if you look at the vehicle code, it's literally this thick because I don't think there are so many rules of driving, and it's not just regular vehicles. It's commercial. It's NEV. It's bicycles. Everything is included some kind of way, shape, or form on the California Vehicle Code. And crack the windshield, you can be pulled over for that. Remember the big
in California and Arizona, right?
Almost any state in the world.
Yeah.
Remember the big fight over the guy who had the air freshener in his window? And I didn't get into the foray because
that wasn't in California or Arizona.
Right. But I know. But every state has a law that says that anything hanging from your rearview mirror, I know it's Philadelphia.
Mirror on the wall
is a distraction.
Mirror.
It's just like if you have your disabled placard hanging in the mirror,
which a lot of people
do
drive around.
And
it doesn't matter what state you're in.
That's like a huge amount of space that you can't see.
Yeah.
And all you need is that one person to be right in that the sweet spot. Bam. Bam. So there are so many things you can be pulled over for underinflated tires. It's a hazard. Your tires heat up. They could rupture.
Underinflated or over? Oh,
well, overinflated too. But if you're riding around with overinflated tires, you got a bigger problem. I mean, I understand sometimes the atmospheric pressure can cause tires to underinflate. You'll know if your car has a meter, it tells you your tire pressure is low.
Oh, I know.
Right. Okay.
Mine went off today.
And so the law did a good job of stopping people from driving 30 miles per hour on a freeway. Yeah, so that was a minimum speed law, which people didn't know there's a minimum speed on the freeway. So you can't do the max, but you cannot go below the minimum.
Oh,
speed.
so you can't. So the minimum on a freeway is 30?
In some cases, I think it's 30 or 40. I think it's around 30.
Think I've ever
so here's
seen
something interesting.
on the freeway do 30.
Here's something that I see a lot of, and it's how do you feel? So people we see on the freeway that are on their cell phones, I'm riding with CHP or with any agency. If we see them on the freeway and they're on their phone and we get ahead of them, so we slow down so that we can get behind them. But the more we slow down, the more they slow down. So I was with the CHP once, and the guy slowed all the way down to 10 miles an hour on the freeway so he can avoid us getting behind him. He literally slowed down to 10 miles an hour. As we slowed down, he kept slowing down.
Did you eventually pull him over?
Finally just CHP guy said
he got on the mic.
Got on the mic, said keep moving, because you got to keep it moving. Yeah. And then he pulled him over. I was like, dude, and got him off the freeway because I prefer that we take him off the freeway because it's just not really safe out there because people behind the wheel are idiots. I'm sorry, but a lot of them are. Not me. Everybody says they're not, as they do stuff that's.
I mean, we all make mistakes every now and then.
So we got different people saying no bobbleheads on the dashboard. Yeah, anything that restricts your vision.
Why would another thing.
Oh, you know what the one that gets me?
What?
Oh my God! So people will mount their cell phone.
Oh, to the dashboard.
No.
Oh.
Right like this.
In front of them? Right
like this. It's literally mounted on the windshield, right in front of them. Oh. So literally in front of them, like this.
I've seen to the side.
No, I'm like, why is your phone right there in front of you? Are you really that dumb? You need to have a phone right in front of you? Is it that important? Are you waiting for the president to call you? Are you waiting for, Gorbachev? He ain't gonna call you. It's been a long time.
Wow, that was like that was random. Why Gorbachev?
Why Gorbachev?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just came up with a random name. What's his first name?
I forgot.
Miguel.
No,
Miguel.
Miguel.
No, I'm trying to say it right, but never mind.
Some people mount their phones in front of their speedometer.
Yeah, that's another bad one too. Because how fast do you know you're going?
Oh, they're just doing it by feeling.
Yeah.
They don't even care. They don't even like. Some people have
Gorbachev.
Some people's odometers.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Some people's odometers are broken.
Well, then you need to get your car turned in. You can't judge your speed by putting your finger out there going, I'm doing 45.
Or some people's gas gauges are broken too.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. I don't know how much gas I got in the car. I just drive till it dies.
No, they just calculate it by the amount of miles they've driven. It's just gas. I knew someone that used to do that. Yeah,
thank you. Mikkel is a version of Michael. So it's Mikkel.
But it wasn't really Mikkel, though. That's not his name.
It's pronounced Mikhail Gorbachev or something like that. Anyway, it's okay. You know what she does that drives me insane?
It is. is.
Yeah.
Mikhail
Gorbachev. So I was right. So what drives me insane is that I'll tell her something.
You know, he died
I know
2 months ago, right?
That's why I said he can't respond. Anyway, how the Steelers doing? 10-16. Darn it. Sorry.
The Dolphins scored again.
Anyway, so what was I saying before you really hugged me?
Before I rudely hugged you? How's that rude?
Because I was in the middle of a conversation and you tried to distract me with a hug.
But I'm loving you.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
I'm loving on you.
If you're an exceptionally good mathematician and physicist, you may be able to calculate your speed using an algorithm while driving. Okay, I didn't know.
Okay, Gabriel.
Wait. I didn't have to know who that was. Yeah. I can actually gauge your speed by using inanimate objects when you're driving down a freeway. I can determine your speed without actually looking at your speedometer. I can tell you if you're doing 60,
yeah,
65.
because all you have to do is look at your speedometer.
No, that's pacing.
Oh.
I've learned how to pace. Pacing is when I get on the freeway and I reach a speed. If you're on the freeway already and I drive on the freeway, if I reach a speed that you're reaching and you no longer, I'm actually at the same speed you are, then I paced you at 70 miles an hour. If I get on the freeway and I'm still trying to pace you, I get to 70 and you're still pulling away, then clearly you're going much faster.
Right.
So for me to catch up with you means I have to go faster so I can estimate that you're going 5 or 10 miles over the speed limit. Just like with big rigs, I can estimate a big rig speed from behind because I know, okay, I'm a mile away from this guy, from a mile marker, and he is behind me, but yet he's catching up and I'm doing the speed limit. Which means that he's doing faster than the posted speed limit.
Faster than you, yeah.
Right.
We saw a lot of those when we were in Arizona.
So like Bill Van Ramp said, time and distance. But the biggest one I found, and you saw that I used to calculate the trucks on the 80 when we were driving down to 10 through Texas. Speed limit was 80. We were doing 80 because I think 80 is mine.
They don't have a separate speed limit for trucks though.
And so we're doing 80, which the speed limit was 80, so maybe 82. And you see the trucks about a mile behind us. I'll go, look at that truck way back there. And all of a sudden, it's like,
all of a sudden it passes us up.
Yeah. One time I actually pushed the increase cruise speed button instead of the increased volume. I could sense that it was going too fast. And I realized my cruise was set for 85 in a 70. Yeah, so cruise control is good, but it can also be your worst enemy. People, and also, like, you'll get pulled over and the cop goes, I got you at 90. And the cop goes, and you'll be like, oh, that's not true. I had my speedometer. My cruise control set at 80. Well, if you're going down a hill, your speedometer, your car's still going to speed up.
Yeah, because it's
right. Now, on our cars, it has a cool system where it actually slows the car down by itself.
Yeah, and it slows the car down to still give enough gap between you and the car in front of you.
Right. So our car actually paces other cars by giving us a gap in between. The downside is, if a car cuts off from the number one lane and decides they want to exit, it freaks out the radar. And so the car wants to come into an abrupt
complete stop
because it's like, oh my God, this car is about to crash.
Which is really bad.
Really scary.
For people behind us too.
So Texas, according to Gabriel, Texas is the only state that has an 85 mile per hour speed limit. And was it 85 or 80?
I thought it was 80.
I thought it was 80.
But
going through out in the middle of nowhere, I thought it was 80.
That doesn't mean that they don't have an 85 somewhere. I don't think we saw it though.
I don't think we ever saw an 85 because I'm like, 85, that's close to 90. And 90 is close to 100. Oh yeah, let's see if we can do it.
What's the fastest you've driven in your car?
In my car or a car?
In your car.
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
Underground. I'm gonna plead I'm taking the fifth.
Why don't you whisper it in my ear?
I plead the fifth. Okay.
You didn't have to whisper that.
Exactly. I'm not
and that wasn't even whispering.
I'm not ratting myself out on.
No, you're whispering into my ear. Oh, someone's gonna be like turning up the volume, like, oh, can I hear Stanley?
No, I'm not, because somebody will be like, because Gabriel will find a way to amplify that, and like Stanley Roberts did 3,000 miles an hour on the freeway.
Well, that's totally not possible.
And actually, I only travel the speed limit or within the speed limit. Yeah, safely.
I'm not trying to put you on blast.
No, you were. You were literally trying to put me on blast.
No, I was not.
Oh, yeah, you were.
You do caught misbehaving. Why would I try to put you on blast?
Exactly. I'm going to go on the record and say, yeah, I speed. You know what funny people say? Oh, you act like you don't speed. And what do you think my response is?
I'm a human being.
No.
I follow the law.
No.
I speed.
I said, if you do 1 mile over the posted speed limit,
you're speeding.
You're speeding. So yes, I'm not gonna say I've never done 1 mile over. I'm not gonna say my average speed is about if it's 65. I try to go with the flow of traffic, which still is a violation if you're speeding more than the speed limit. However, they usually look for the big rulers, the 85 plus.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to stay
there are
within.
A lot of those out here.
So I try to stay out of number 1 lane unless I have to, and I try to keep it within a reasonable speed. That's, but I'm also aware of everything going around me. So I'm always checking the mirrors. I'm looking to see what's coming up behind me real fast. If they're coming up too fast, I'm gonna get out the way.
But what if you're in the slow lane and someone's coming up?
Okay, first of all, there are no slow lanes.
The number 5 lane or number 4, whatever.
Okay,
because depends on what.
Number 1 lane, number 2 lane, number 3 lane, number 4 lane. It can be up to 6.
Okay, the farthest right lane. Okay, what if you're in the farthest right lane? So basically, there's no lane next to you. There's the shoulder,
right?
And someone's coming up really fast.
Well, then you can do.
But basically, they should be in the other lane.
Well, then why you ask me a question and then answer it? You know you do that to me a lot. You ask me a question and then you answer the question.
All right. Okay. Gabriel has something else to say.
There's just one toll road that's well, I've never been on any toll roads in Texas, so we're good.
You're the Benjamin Joseph says Stanley Roberts, the man.
Thank you, Benjamin. So number 1 lane is always the far left lane, right? Number 1 lane is always the far left lane. Now, when is the worst time to be in the number 1 lane?
At night.
Why?
Because wrong way drivers. I mean, any time is the wrong time.
Drunk drivers.
If there's a wrong way drunk driver.
Drunk drivers use that as think it's a slow lane.
They think it's the slow lane because they're going the wrong way.
They think it's the in lane. I know it's just people call it the slow lane, but technically every lane is the same speed. Every lane is the same speed.
Okay, that's why I changed it to far right.
Okay, all right. So usually it'll be in the far left lane when they drive. You can't take this. I have this hat glued on my head until they win the World Series.
Oh, okay. So later on tonight, when you're going to sleep, that hat's gonna be on.
Oh yeah, baby.
Okay, we'll see about that.
Oh yeah.
I'll let you guys know if you kept it on or not.
All right.
Don't you have to shampoo your hair?
I'm shampoo it. Right? See those holes up here? You put and you squirt it in
there. Oh,
there.
you're gonna mess up your hat so bad.
Hey, Phillies, World Series. Don't take the World serious.
I'm not giving you props for that. I'm not a Phillies fan.
I'm not asking you for props.
Oh, why's your fist
banging
here?
on the table.
Oh.
That's my bang of. I'm banging the table for support.
Isn't the number 1 lane supposed to be used as the passing lane?
Yes.
Yes.
In some states, there are different rules. So some states have signs that say, so you have to pay attention to the black and white regulatory signs. Black and white signs are demands. In other words, you have to do that. So if you see a black and white regulatory sign that says right lane is for passing, left lane is for passing only, then you stay out of it until you pass someone. Mm-hmm. If it says slower speeds must use right-hand lanes, then if they're going the slowest, then you can use that lane. It depends on what state and which rules. So every state has a different rule, but you go by the signage. The signage is a key. If it's a yellow sign, it's cautionary.
Suggested.
If it's a blue sign, it's advisory. If it's a green sign, it shows you where the streets are.
Shampoo hair through red hat is going to leave some pink hair.
Wait a minute. The signs say keep right except to pass, not keep center except to pass for a reason. Okay, thank you, Gabriel.
Anon says you're going to have some pink hair.
Oh, yeah. It's all good. Go Phillies. Anyway.
Well, it'll be good because October is also breast cancer awareness month, so pink isn't so bad on you anyway.
But you know what next month is?
My birthday.
The silly season.
Oh.
Well, actually, it's silly season right now. But do you know what the silly season is?
No. Everyone's get silly for the holidays?
Nope. Try it again. And right now it's really bad.
Does it have to do with the weather?
Nope.
Does it have to do with people's driving?
Nope.
Does it have to do with shopping?
Nope. Okay, here's another hint. The Windy City. Had nothing to do with the wind.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Ugh.
Political. The silly season is when people who are running for office make either outlandish.
We're in it right now for sure.
For sure. They make outlandish things they're going to do that they'll never do because they get your attention. Or and it's the worst. This is what is going on right now. They make up just random stories that have zero truth to them. That cannot be proven. But as long as it's out there, they think that if they can convert one person, that's one more vote they have.
Yeah.
So they basically go out there and they make up lies.
Speaking of, well, not speaking of lies, but speaking of political season, I haven't gotten my California ballot yet.
Your California belly?
I haven't gotten my California ballot yet.
You don't get to vote. You still got to vote. See, have you voted for Arizona yet?
No, I'm
After
not.
you vote in Arizona, then you get your California.
Oh, you're trying to send me to jail. I'm not supposed to vote in 2 states. No, but see, you got yours.
You know why?
We both got our real IDs at the same time, but you got your stuff faster. Oh, because you had your driver's license earlier?
Because I got my driver's license before you.
Oh, so when do you think I'm going to get it?
Whenever they give it to you.
I mean, I hope it's enough time to mail it back.
Okay, then why don't you just go to the voter's office and do it manually? You know you can do that. You can't be lazy and just, hey, we didn't shove it in the mail yet, so I couldn't vote. Just go down there. You have a car. You have gas. It's a little bit cheaper right now. Drive down. Hey, I want to vote because I didn't get my thing in the mail. That's what you do.
I'll do that, but I'm not going to talk that way.
Oh, you should talk that way.
No, not at all, because it sounds like you're like pooping poops.
So California mails them if you ask for them by mail. They're not required.
And I did ask for a mail.
You have to ask for them by mail. Some
did.
people still want to go down and do the old-fashioned, sneeze on the thing and let you come back and you vote too. But the comfort of your own home and voting, to me, has always been a good thing, because then I can take time and I can research it and then go online and look at what the unions say and then click all their no, I'm just kidding.
Really? And at least you're not divided by like like you're going and you're like, oh, is anybody looking? Why do we do the same voice?
I don't know. Why are you doing the Bill Cosby voice?
No, you did the Bill Cosby.
So get off your little booty and drive down.
Oh, now it's little?
Well, still love it. Now, if I said it was a big booty, you're like, oh, I got a big booty. And so I can't really win on that one. You want me to say on your average size booty? Get off your average size booty and go down and ask for Doug Flutie.
Oh, now it's Doug Flutie?
Doug Flutie. You know who Doug Flutie was?
No.
Football.
Oh. For some reason, I thought you were talking about another Doug.
No. All right. So that's the silly season. And there are random people just posting random lies. And they hope that you'll read it and oh my God, I can't believe that. And it's not true. But by the time you prove it's not true, the election's over.
And they've already won.
Oh, what do you mean to do, man? I mean, game is all. And this has been going on for years. This is not new. It's just that now they've upped the game to just random. I'm going to make up stuff. It's random. I'm going to make it up, and it's got to be real. And if it's on the internet, it's got to be true. What are you reading?
Sonoma Aroma, he totally is.
You're digging yourself into a hole with those. Oh, almost said something.
What? You said that word already.
No, he said you're digging yourself into a hole. I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Ooh.
Anyways, God bless America. Good evening.
Fun fact, my father tutored Doug Flutie at Boston College in the 80s.
Oh, nice.
Nice, Eric, nice. Eric B. on the rock, and the name is Rock Cam.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah. Remember the story I told you? How the guy made those signs up that said Eric B. for president?
Yep.
And he put them all on El Camino Real, knowing that I would see him and include him in the story of signage. And he was right.
Yep. And
he sent me one. I have two of them.
How could you not notice that?
You know me. I'm Mr. Observative.
Eric,
I should be. If I was another life, I'd be an observatory. Bam.
If you were something in another life,
I would have been. In my last life, I was an observatory.
I thought you were something else in your last life.
You know what I want though? I want a telescope.
You know what I want?
What? No, stop saying it. Don't say it.
Huh?
Don't say it. Okay.
Don't sing it.
Yo.
Oh, I want to talk about the Philly cheesesteak we had a couple of days ago.
Oh, it was whack.
So we are always on a hunt to find really good food.
It was whack.
And so when we were living in Phoenix, we found, a handful of spots we liked for certain things.
It was whack.
So we found sushi, we found pizza, we found burger, we found the Philly cheesesteak. We also found actually no, we didn't really find Vietnamese, huh?
Oh, pho?
No, yeah, we didn't really. I mean, that place was kind of like, sometimes it was cool, sometimes it was
well,
not.
until I did
Until you ate the
jalapeno.
Okay.
And that just changed my
Oh
life.
my gosh. And you're like, do you have any milk? And I'm like, no, they don't have milk. Okay, so we had a Philly cheesesteak a couple of days ago. And first of all, their Philly cheesesteaks here are tiny compared to the ones we got in Arizona.
Baby.
Tiny. Like the ones in Arizona, we could split them.
Texas style.
Here, I mean, they were so small.
It was like.
And then, not to mention, it costs extra to get
Cherry peppers.
And in Arizona, the cherry peppers were just off to the side, and you can pick however many you want.
I can take
even during COVID
truckload of cherry peppers and take them home with me, and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, enjoy the cherry peppers."
So here they pack them individually, which is fine, but then they charge you for them. So I bet you it's because they charge you for the plastic they have to put the
they just charge you.
They just charge you. So, anyways, the Philly cheesesteak we had, I was like, oh, that's a bummer.
But I will say this, and I don't mean to cut you off, but the difference, like when you go for burritos out here, they give you free chips. But in Arizona, they do not give you free chips.
No, they do not.
They charge you for it.
So if anybody knows a good Philly cheesesteak place, and you may have told us before and we may have forgotten, I don't know.
There used to be a couple of good ones before I left.
Please put them in the chat. We're in the Bay, anywhere in the Bay Area.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, go into Facebook, wherever you're at Twitch, and like it. Let us know you like it. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
If you haven't joined our Twitch, we're trying to increase the amount of people that join us on Twitch. Because we want to build up a platform of Twitch that we can use it. Right now, we're over about 200 people. Although we can't seem to get 200 to show up at the same time, but we had 200 people.
What do we have to do to get 200 people to show up at the same time?
You have to do like they do on TikTok. Sit here in a bikini and dance and then go like this.
I don't think anybody wants to see me dance in the bikini.
Well, you know, it's funny because TikTok literally said that we were going to start limiting the amount of halfway nude people on TikTok. And it seems like they up the amount of people on TikTok. And I'm like,
I don't even use TikTok like that, so I wouldn't know.
I'm just saying, but you go through the feed, it's like everybody's got a bikini on. Except for the people that change their makeup.
Those videos always get me. Is that why you really like pulled and tugged hard at my face last night?
Yeah, because I wanted to make
sure. He wanted to make sure I was the real thing. He saw this video of this woman that like really altered her face through makeup. So she showed her like face without makeup. She did all this like magical work or whatever. I call it magical because it was a lot. And then all of a sudden she was like full face makeup and looked like a completely different person.
But she caked it on.
And this guy comes over to me.
Wait.
So he's just tugging at my face.
I'm this guy now?
And records it.
I'm this guy?
Okay.
I'm just this guy.
Beeb.
This guy.
Beeb.
That woman right there.
He was trying to check if this woman had a real, and her face was real. He came over and just tugged at my face and started and recorded it.
So if you're just discovering this podcast, and some of you are, this is not my daughter. Just saying it. It's not my daughter.
I feel like we have to say this every week. Where's the super for that?
I know, huh? Wait.
Every week we have to like clarify.
So, okay, there we go. Okay.
Well, it would be better if it was actually underneath me.
We had to switch sides.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should do that one time. Just switch up on podcast.
No, because then Gabriel will be all freaked out.
Remember that one time we did the podcast in mirror?
Oh, and Gabriel freaked out.
Gabriel freaked out. I don't think we knew we were doing it in mirror.
No, I did it on purpose.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Bill Van Ram says, after a fiasco with mail-in voting and having a judge throw out my vote, I will always vote in person. Wow. I think I would too if that happened to me.
Well, I just go by people's houses, take their ballots, and vote for them. And I said, just sign it.
Question: if I made a compilation of the number of times Stanley said "not my daughter," which I won't actually do, how long would it be?
3 hours. So we went to Jersey Joe's, and we didn't like their cheesesteaks.
Oh, yeah. Was that where we just went?
That's where we went.
Yes, your name here. We did go to Jersey Joe's.
And you know the dumbest thing about that, and no disrespect to Jersey Joe's, but they have a sign up that says onions, and then they have another picture of onions with a cross to it if you don't want onions.
It says no onions.
So, I mean, you don't need a cross through onions to say you don't want onions.
You could just...
Are we really that dumb that we have to have a sign with a cross through it to tell you that if you don't want onions, you put the cross through it?
Maybe it's because some people can't read, so they need the pictures too. I don't know. I was thinking that.
But it literally says onions, no onions.
No, I know, but like, what if they can't read that it says onions and no onions? So they can only go by the pictures.
Okay. So the best cheesesteak I ever had was out here was, and used to be, and they changed owners, was at one point it was the Visadero and Post. I think it was called Philly's Best. No, Philly's
Best was the one in LA.
That was the best one ever
Yeah,
in
that
LA.
was it. Was in Encino.
Yeah,
I still have a.
So the best one I ever had in the Bay Area was first. It was because we actually did a piece on it. My favorite foods to eat. That was one of the ones that came up when I did it with Bay Area Backroads, and it was cheesesteak shop, and so they were good. And then they all of a sudden started skimping on the meat. And I can tell the difference when you go from, and so if you wanted really good meat, you had to ask for extra meat.
I feel like whenever you go to a Philly cheesesteak shop, you always ask for extra meat. So is it because a lot of these restaurants don't?
Because they weigh it, and they give you an ounce of meat.
Okay.
They say it's a half a pound, but that's before they cook it, and some of the meat,
They say it's half a pound.
Yeah.
Half a pound is 8 ounces.
Yeah, they say a half a pound. Remember, all the cheesesteaks said half a pound. That wasn't a half a pound of meat.
No,
it wasn't.
Not at all.
Not even close.
And also, I came up with the idea of let's try making our own Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah, and then there was but
I would be so down.
Yeah, and
then I would know what's in it.
And then the other one was, before I go to the next thing, is about the steaks, and which makes me an aficionado because I grew up in Philadelphia, and I know a good cheesesteak when I have one.
It does look like you robbed the cradle.
No, cradle's robbing me. Boop de doo. She's actually older than me.
Don't know what to say to that comment.
She just looks good. Anyway,
I'm actually just about 5 years younger than Stanley, so
and also so back to what I was saying before we get too far off.
Okay.
It was at so what's the one on Valencia?
I don't know. I actually don't know any.
Fat Philly.
Oh, I don't know any of the shops in San Francisco, to be honest.
Yeah, so it's one there. They were good, and then they had new owners, I think, and then they just moved. It just wasn't. I didn't feel it anymore. Philly's Best in Philadelphia, in LA was good, but I remember when they first opened, the first store was in
Fountain Valley.
Because I went there and tried, and I loved it. All the Philly stuff on the walls. If you ate one, you got it. It was, but then
you could and they gave you a punch card, so you get your 10th.
Arizona, we had a bunch of we tried. And you can't just go by the first time you go. Yeah. You have to go back multiple times and see if they get it right.
The Chandler one was good.
No, the guy got lazy.
I have to say yes, I was gonna say after that, the guy got lazy. And also every time we wanted to get water ice, the guy was legit too lazy to scoop
the water ice.
I'm like, okay, but we're paying for it. It's not like we're asking you to give us water ice for free.
Yeah.
So yeah, that place he got lazy. And then there was another one. What happened with the other one? Did he put bell peppers in it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they put bell peppers in. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
I will fight you if you put bell peppers in my cheesesteak.
You will fight us.
I will fight you. I'm like, green bell peppers do not belong. I don't care in a Philly cheesesteak. That is no longer a Philly cheesesteak. That is a abomination.
Oh wow! God bless America. Where do cows go every Sunday? They go to the movies. That was bad.
Okay. Did you read my thing today? I posted on Twitter.
Oh, is that what you wrote?
No, but no, about the Mormons in BYU, Brigham Young University.
You read it to me.
How they were.
No, I don't want to hear anymore.
Getting armpit lice, armpit crabs.
Please stop. I don't want to hear that.
Because they were having armpit sex. It's on my Twitter. Read it.
Please don't mention that again to me.
Oh my God, that was horrible.
Water ice. You mean ice water? Never heard someone referred to as water ice.
It's called water ice.
I'm sorry, I didn't say it correctly. It's water ice, not water ice.
It's water ice.
It's water ice.
And it's not ice water.
No.
It's water ice. Italian water ice.
Water ice.
And it's not a snow cone. I will fight you if you call it a snow cone.
He will fight you if you call it a snow cone and if you put bell peppers in his Philly cheesesteak.
I will legit fight you.
He will fight you also if what?
I'll fight you and all your 27 brothers.
Would you fight me if I pulled your Philly's cap off?
Yes. Don't do it. You're going to put me on jail. Right here on jail without no bail. No,
Are you back at Cron?
No.
I feel like, okay, for as many times as someone thinks I'm your daughter, you also get the question, are you back at Cron? The same amount of times.
You know the same people that try to get me fired from Cron. Oh, I'm going to get you fired at Cron.
I think think these people are just instigating now. Yeah, they're trying to get you fired from a place you haven't worked for in
Like,
almost
I'm gonna
5
report
years.
you to your job. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Report them to crime. Make sure you tell them. And I love it when they go, give me your number to your boss. I'm gonna call them right now. So I give my business card and they call it and I'm gonna answer the phone.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, you playing games, huh? No, I'm not playing games. Oh, I know where you work at. I'm going to crime and talk about you right now. I don't work at crime. I haven't worked at crime for 4 years.
I'm gonna try to get you fired. Go ahead.
Oh, wait, knock yourself out.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah, get me fired. Remember that one lady one day? This is another last silly season they had. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of yours, but you're a bully. I'm not going to watch you anymore, and I'm going to tell crime."
Okay.
So okay, you just discredit yourself when you said I'm going to tell crime. I haven't been in crime in 4 years, but okay, I'll go with that. Then she blocked me because the other guy was kept clowning, and I said, "Please stop." I said, "Please stop. I'm asking you to please stop. I'm kindly asking you to please stop." He didn't want to stop. He wanted to keep going on. He wanted to keep poking me. And I said, "Okay, so I will unleash the Kraken." And I didn't do a word. All I said was, "Okay, guys, I know I tell you guys not to attack people on Twitter. It's bad karma. But this guy won't let me be. So I open up the floodgates and you guys knock yourselves out." And then 5 minutes later, I guess everybody must have reached out to him. And he's like, "You bully, you bully, you bully." I'm like, "No, I'm not a bully. I asked you not to. You didn't listen. So you're too dumb to understand when somebody tells you, if a shark is nugging you and going, 'Hey, if you don't get out the water, I'm going to bite you.' Would you stay in the water and go, 'Hey, let's see if this shark bites'?"
Definitely
No, you get the hell out the water.
not.
I was telling the dude to get out the water because he was in too deep. Water. Right. You can't record me in public. You did a ride along with my lady cousin in Contra Costa. It started some problems. It always starts problems. Wait a minute. You can't record me in public. You did a ride along with my lady's cousin in Contra Costa. It started some problems. It always starts problems. Everybody thinks they have the right to not be recorded. Why do they pull out their phone and record me to tell me not to record them? You can't record me. Well, I can record you because you're a public figure. Okay. All right. And then one guy goes, "Well, I can record the police because they're the police."
The police.
Oh, yeah, I know Brandon. I love Brandon. He's a good guy.
That's who you did the ride along with.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandon's a good guy.
No, Brandon.
I said Brandon's a good guy.
I thought you said Brian.
No, I said Brandon's a good guy. It's always causes problems. Every time I record somebody, they don't want to be recorded. They want to call. I've had people call. When I was in Arizona, they would call the office. "Yeah, I just young man, you want to be on camera, and he's still recording me." You know why I record people though?
Your voice.
You know why I record people constantly?
Why?
Because one year I did not record a lady after she said, "Don't record me."
Mm-hmm.
So I just stood there and looked at her. She called up the station when I worked at crime and told them that I physically assaulted her. Means I put hands on her. And since I had nothing to prove that I didn't.
Yeah, because you didn't record
her. I didn't record her. So I'd rather record it and not use it than to not record it and have no way to prove that it didn't happen.
Right. Yeah, totally. It's like you got to just cover yourself.
And another thing about recording, a long time ago, everybody was like, "Don't record my child." You know, like children were sacred. You can't record children. But now everybody's putting their children on TikTok.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Make that money.
Facebook, because they're getting paid for it now. Suddenly the rules have changed. "Oh, you mean I get money for putting my kid on Instagram? Well, I'm going to have my kid all up on Instagram." But yet we'll do a story about something happening. We'll blur an infant's face. Like 10 years from now, we're going to be like, "Hey, weren't you that infant?"
Yeah, because they totally look the same.
Yeah, bald-headed infant that had like.
Well, if you use my infant picture, you would pretty much be able to tell it was me.
Okay. But you haven't done anything to be blurred.
No, I know. I will never. By the way, since it is silly season, just so you know, I got a call yesterday.
I know who Brandon is. He was a cop, yes. And the people who have pull over are always upset about being recorded and they see the camera. And sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, yeah." What they said to me, "We just walk around the streets and record people getting pulled over by the police." I'm like, "You do realize I'm on the freeway, right?"
You really got to find a new imitation voice.
I don't have any other imitation voice. That's
No, you really should find a new one.
You're not the boss of me.
I am.
All right, go ahead. Next.
Okay, so since it is silly season, I got a call yesterday, and on the phone.
She got a call yesterday.
And on the caller ID, it literally said political call. It said political call.
Did you say political hangout?
I didn't answer it because I'm like,
well, at least they were honest.
No, but I just thought it was funny though.
Because I
You
get
wanna
phone
see
calls.
it?
No, I'm good. I got a phone call the other day.
You're good.
Remember the phone call I got said U.S. government?
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Oh, I was gonna show it, but now I can't find it.
It literally
I guess I
said
deleted
U.S.
it.
government.
Oh, here it is.
And it literally was the U.S. government.
Political call.
Wow.
Political call.
Are you giving the number out to political calls?
No, I mean, who cares? They called me.
What they call you? They call you late for dinner?
No, I didn't answer it.
Okay. So, yeah, political call. Interesting.
I've never seen that before. Just usually it's like spam or like it'll say spam or scam likely or something.
I like the calls I get from saying, "Hi, we're from Stanley Steamer."
Oh, I never get those.
Oh, I get them all the time, and it's usually like a Half Moon Bay number. When I was in Arizona,
Stanley Steamer.
Would you like to have your carpets cleaned? No, I don't want my carpets cleaned. Well, please hold on. You're on a recorded line. I'm like, no, I'm not, because I'm hanging up. See, Italy.
Wow, really? I thought you put your phone on Do Not
I did.
Disturb.
But it's after an hour, and it's been more than an hour. Let's see who it is.
No, that's a long distance call.
You want to take it from Italy?
No.
All right.
Don't take it. You have some. God Bless America says you have some really old videos. When did you start in Cron?
2003.
You started in 1998.
I started in 98, but the point I'm trying to make, I'm trying to put this on back on. So no, I started crime, but I mean, I started doing the people in badly segments.
In 2006.
2006.
Oh my gosh, where your open was the flashing police light, and your face was like this.
Yes, he is in Sacramento now. Yes, so 2003, I started doing people behaving badly, and I did it on a name that. So here's a.
Do you have your old open still?
I have it somewhere. Well, no, it was on my YouTube account that got nuked. So
you should show
I may still have it somewhere.
You should show it. That would be so. It's
but
funny.
The interesting part about that is that they took the trademark so that I couldn't use it. But then when I go out in the street, people were like, "Are you Seven on your side? Stanley on your side?"
My nephew today thought that you were doing On Your Side. He was like, "Is Stanley still doing the On Your Side stuff?" I was like, "On Your Side?
Can your mods remove his name, please?" Didn't think about that. I don't have any mods, but all right, I know what you're saying. It'll go away. Don't worry about it. He's fine. And Brandon's fine. He's a good guy. He'll be fine. I had his name all over TV, so I don't think it's going to be an issue on this little chat here. I got a spam block text from an ex-politician. Spam filter was correct, and it was from a scammer. Yeah, you got to be careful now. Everybody's doing everything they can to scam you, and people are falling for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Seriously.
You know?
Scams galore.
Scams galore. Great pause. A pause for the cause. You know what someone said to us the other day? That they were really glad that we were doing these podcasts because it was an ordinary, common conversation between two ordinary people. We're not yelling that the world's coming to an end.
Who said that?
Somebody sent me a message that said that they just saw Millennial Boom and they loved it because it was just two random people having a conversation and they were going to pass it on to their mother so she can watch it too.
Oh, nice. I like that.
So you know what would be great?
Ordinary people.
You know what would be great if instead of having 26 people or 30 people or 40 people, that one day we had a podcast with 200 people.
That would be cool.
That would be.
But remember what I asked you, right? I said, what would it take for us to get all 200?
You know why? You know what we could take to do it? If we were to give away $500 the next one, if we just give away $500, we have more people.
That's true. Giveaways actually probably would help.
If we had $500 to give away, we had a $500 gift card, and we said we're going to give it away. I can guarantee you, we'll have the biggest audience ever. They'll be as far away as Hong Kong. Oh wait,
you're with two ordinary people with average sized booties. I mean, I don't know about, but mine is not average.
What is it?
Yours.
Show it to everybody.
No,
we probably get more viewers.
I'm not showing mine, but you can show yours.
That's okay. Mine's is just jeans. I have good jeans.
Good jeans. Good jeans.
Yes. Guten Tag.
So $500 giveaway.
If we had a $500 giveaway, I can guarantee you we'd have 200 people on here.
Okay.
Yep. So if some person wants to donate $500 for us to give away, we will give it away just so we can prove how people show up for a $500 giveaway. Oh, we got to write it so it sounds like we're giving away $500, but we're not really. Because you know how people don't read?
Yeah. So we have to like trick them.
No,
Oh.
we don't want to trick them.
Oh.
That's rude.
Okay.
You write it in such a way where they don't really read it,
and they think
they think they're getting $500,
mm-hmm.
and they say, "Well, I didn't read that right. Damn, I thought you were giving away $500. I didn't know he was giving away 500 ducks."
I'm dead.
$500 Fry's gift card.
Oh yeah,
that's Arizona though.
Because Fry's doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Oh well, Fry's groceries. Yeah, Fry's groceries. Yeah.
Remember when they used to give away?
Sonoma Aroma says he'll donate 50.
Okay. Put it in the wherever you are. Where are you on YouTube? Put it on YouTube. They'll send it to me. Donate 50. We're gonna get up. We want to raise up to $500 so we can give away. Give away a $500 gift card so we can prove that people will show up just for money.
But every person that shows up has to hit the like button.
Everybody has to hit the like button.
Yeah.
Right. If we could do that for a good period of time, we can move on to another level of making
on Twitch or YouTube?
On Twitch.
Twitch.
Yeah. Yes. No, we don't want to trick them, Sonoma Aroma.
Yes, trick them.
Because then we become the bad guy. Oh, you're behaving badly, Mr. Average. Oh my God, I can't believe you're behaving badly.
Babe, stop with your voice. You need to come up with a new imitation voice. Please come up with a new imitation voice.
Oh, speaking about that, thank you for the risky business one. So I put a post up the other day. The lady who was in her car at the light. You saw it. We saw it together. So explain what we saw and why I wrote that. So we pulled up at a light.
Okay. We pulled up at a light, and we pulled up at a light with this woman several stops. And the woman was wearing a mask in her car. And I actually had noticed her first because I was trying to see, this is the thing that I do. And, you do whatever you want. I have no control over that, nor do I care. I just find it interesting. It's simply observation. I like to observe. So this lady is driving. She has a mask on. I'm looking in the car because I'm curious. Does she have like any other passengers? Nobody in the back seat. No passenger, but it took me a while to realize if she had a passenger or not because I was at an angle where I couldn't see well. So she didn't have a passenger on her to the right of her either. So she was by herself. I pointed it out to Stanley and I said, "Hey," I was like, "There's another person
wearing a
mask, driving by herself." And we've been seeing it a lot since we moved here. We did not see that at all in Arizona. So again, an observation we've made moving back here. So I'm watching her. We're at another stoplight. I'm just watching her. And so
now I'm looking at her too now.
Because as I'm talking, I'm like, oh yeah, she's wearing her mask. And so it looked like she was about to take off her mask. So I was like,
oh. She was doing like this for a little bit.
She was doing like this.
And we're like, what is she doing? So is she taking her mask off?
And then she was taking off her mask. And I was like, oh, look, she's going to take off her mask. Maybe she realized she still had it on or something. But so she was just actually scratching, it looked like behind her ear. So like, oh, okay, never mind. She didn't take off her mask, whatever. And then I see her pull out hand sanitizer and put hand sanitizer only on
the hand that
she touched her ear with,
and then cleaned her hand.
So I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that before." So she like literally just touched part of her neck or her ear, and then wiped her hand.
It's like she was trying to prevent herself from giving herself COVID.
And again, it's just observational. Like, I don't care what you do, whatever helps you feel clean, but I was just an observation. So Stanley's watching at the same time. I didn't post it on social media. Stanley posted on social media.
But I posted for a different reason than what people thought.
You can explain. I was just setting up what actually happened.
So we saw this whole thing, and I knew that the minute I posted that, I would get flack from it, but I didn't care because I'm not doing it for likes or dislikes. I was doing it for an observation. And my observation has always been, even in Arizona, that we have become so germaphobe, so to speak, that we're trying to like basically make ourselves immune from germs. But what we're doing is, in actuality, is making ourselves more susceptible to germs. Because if you use enough of anything,
it kills the good and
the good bacteria.
Good and bad bacteria at the same time.
So at some point when you forget to do all this stuff you say you're doing, the germs are going to jump right on you and they're going to be like, oh, look, a free ride. And all of a sudden you can't figure out how did Mary get so sick? Well, because she was always taking care of herself. She overtook care of herself. She over sanitized. And of course people are like, well, you could antibacterial is not bad for you. Anything that you overuse is bad for you.
Yeah. I mean, because you're not helping your immune system build itself up to be able to fight these
So here's a good example. I got sick 2 weeks ago. I was on 10 days of antibiotics because I caught something that was I thought it was coronavirus. I literally took 3 tests to wait for it to come back positive, and it never did. And I couldn't breathe. I couldn't sleep at night. You slept in the other room just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
I finally go to the doctors, and he's like, and he says, I gotta give you antibiotics. You have a virus. And then I'm like, okay, so whatever virus it is, he didn't go into details. But then I'm watching on TV, and there was a hospital in Hawaii that was having a outbreak of something called RSV.
Yeah. I think we talked about this last week.
Yeah. So they had an outbreak.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out, and then we start to notice now that this outbreak is really starting to be prevail, and in children because they can't fight it and they can't breathe and it constricts their chest. And older people, they're getting it, and it's just spreading like wildfire right now. And so it's because remember the old days, you just washed your hands.
Yeah.
And that was the best way to clean it. And there was no time limit. You wash your hands, now it's 20 seconds. I don't know where that came from.
It was like almost as if we had to reteach people how to wash their hands when the pandemic happened, because there were literally things from the guidance from the CDC on like how to wash your hands, how long you should wash your hands, what like warm water, you should use warm water.
Remember restaurants, you go in a restaurant and they said that
Employees.
our bathroom is broke. Well, then how do you wash your hands if your bathroom is broke?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you as an employee wash your hands if the bathroom is broke? They don't. And guess what? I don't eat there. You know why? Because if they ain't got no bath, you want to really know how good a restaurant is? Go into the bathroom before you sit down and eat. Go use the bathroom. If the bathroom is filthy, nasty, dirty, leave. Turn around and walk out, because that's just a disease waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Do not go into a nasty, filthy, dirty, nasty bathroom. If they don't have paper towels, how are the employees drying their hands?
Yeah, Gabriel's right. 20 seconds is nonsense. There's no way you can fully wash your hands for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Nobody washes their hands for 20 seconds. You just go to the bathroom, and a simple observation, you look at the people next to you. I would say 10 seconds max.
Okay, so yesterday we had a power outage.
Oh wait, were you done with the lady though?
No, I'm still in the same process.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So it's still the whole same thing. It's still with the lady. So and we get the notification that power was out. But also, I told you that I went to the restroom, and there was a guy that was in there, and he was coughing, without not covering his mouth. But he was in one of those little, in the men's room, there's a stall, so there's a separation. But I'm still like, holy crap, this guy's not going to cover his mouth. So not only was he nasty with the coughing, but then I get done, and I'm washing my hands. There's a water bottle right here, so I didn't even notice it. He comes over, I'm looking in the mirror, he's like, you still hear him coughing. And I'm like, I hope he doesn't come coughing with me. He comes, oh, excuse me, I forgot my water bottle. He grabs his water bottle. Now I'm washing my hands. He grabs his water bottle. Now he just touched his, his area to go pee. He grabs the water bottle and he walks out. And I fought every freaking instinct in my body to tell him, are you not going to wash your hands? I literally had to fight my own self in the hallway. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, you're not going to wash your hands. You're just going to walk out. You're just going to walk out and not wash your hands, you nasty mother. That just, oh my God. I'm not a germaphobe, but if you're going to touch your meat, then you legit need.
Oh my gosh, the fact that you called it meat.
You need to wash. If you put your hand anywhere in your crotch area, you need to wash your hands. And that's the same person that's going, hey, you want something to eat? And hand it to you. That's nasty. That is so nasty.
Okay, everyone says, 2 people say, I see you left your TV on, and then God bless.
We're watching the football game.
So if you don't know, the TV is on because Stanley wants to keep glancing at the Steelers-Dolphins game.
I'm a Steelers fan.
That's why it's on. It's on mute, and they're probably concerned that we're wasting electricity.
Okay, so what's the score?
I don't know, because they're replaying. They're doing a replay right now.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was trying to see the game, and I can't do the game on here. So, touch your Philly cheesesteak with nasty hands.
Oh, I'm disgusted.
I'm deceased.
And I'm disgusted. And
okay.
Then Gobbles America says Chipotle employee sneezed while making your taco. I don't eat at Chipotle actually, so
I'll tell you a funny story about Chipotle.
Sheesh.
I was at an event one day. You turn TV off, so it's bugging people.
No, I'll just go like this. They can't see it now.
And
is that better?
Yeah.
But then there's flashing.
Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
So I'm having, I meet a lot of important people sometimes. And the dude's like, this is in Arizona. He's like, yeah, you ever ate at Chipotle? And, I use the word, you know how I pronounce Chipotle.
Yeah, I know.
I use, I pronounce it a different way. I said, I never eat it, exclamation, Chipotle. He goes, what? And he's shocked. I said, well, what's the problem? He goes, I own 12 of them. He owned 12.
Really?
Yeah.
He owned 12 of them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
And I literally said, I don't eat it, S-H-I-T, Chipotle. Because every long time ago, remember they had the E. coli? And if every time you hear of an E. coli outbreak, that usually means there was poop in the food.
Oh, well, usually you hear about that with like salad.
Yeah. Well, I remember a long time ago, before they had the toilets in the fields, where did people go?
In the fields?
Right next to the lettuce. Let us relieve ourselves.
Did they use the lettuce to wipe?
I'm leaving that one alone.
Oh my god.
It was a good. I was at wait a minute. The night Cardinals was playing, and there were 2 wrecked cars in the street driving the truck back to Tempe.
Oh.
And I was at a golf course.
Well, the Cardinals won though. That's good
clubhouse
news, right?
For a wedding party reception. Kitchen staff guy didn't wash his hands after using the bathroom. I didn't tell anyone until after dinner.
Oh, Bill Van Ram, you didn't tell anybody till after dinner. Is it because you just didn't want to ruin it for everyone? But if you told them after, you might as well have not told them at all.
You know what else?
Right?
You know what else drives me crazy?
Would you have told them?
I would have told somebody.
Well, after though?
No. I was like, dude, wash your hands.
I would have gone up to the dude and be like, I just saw you. You better go wash your hands.
No, I would have been like, dude didn't wash his hands. I saw he touched his meat and didn't wash his hands.
Okay, can you please stop calling it meat? That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Anyway, where are we? Okay, we're already past our hour that we do what we do. We really enjoyed talking to you guys. Poppy on Seinfeld. Yeah, so I mean.
Oh, when he was preparing the pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. I have a hard problem with people who don't, in restaurants who, remember you used to have to wear a head cap, a hairnet and gloves. Remember the lady who had on gloves, washed the gloves, put on another pair of gloves on top of those gloves, and then use hand sanitizer to scoop ice cream?
Yeah. I mean, hey, ultimately
there's no hay in that
when
one.
It comes down to it, everyone has their own thing.
No.
They do whatever they want to do. We don't have control over other people.
I still believe to this day.
Think it just bothered me how people were really coming for you in those Twitter comments, that like really coming for you. And I'm like, you know what? Here's one thing. Social media, free to type whatever you want, right? Free speech, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like the post, don't bother paying attention to it. Just pass it on by. But you had so many people coming for you, like you were supposed to be like you were supposed to be up here or something.
I'm surprised that this got through the censors.
What?
Mike Kelly wrote, I've seen people come out on stall after taking a dump. They use the actual word. Not wash their hands and go back to work. The meat ain't. You see it?
Oh, God.
Literally.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, remember the watching Dirty Dining Report on AZ Family? Yeah. You were the one that told me about that.
There are some restaurants that I will never go into. I will if I'm in the middle of the desert, I know the restaurant's open, I would rather starve to death than eat there because I know what goes on behind the scenes. And I worked at fast food when I was a kid. I worked at a place now it's called Kentucky Fried Chicken, but then it was called Geno's that served Kentucky Fried Chicken. Mm-hmm. And many times we dropped the chicken on the floor, in the back floor, and put it back on the thing and cook it.
I don't like eating out that much because I'm like, you never know what happens. I'd rather just cook and prepare my own food.
If you don't see the actual what's going on, you don't know what you're getting.
No, not at all.
And remember there was a cop that went to a restaurant and he ordered some food and took it and didn't realize there was something in it that didn't make any sense. So he took it back and had it analyzed. Mm-hmm. And it was semen.
Did he eat it?
No, it was a drink.
Oh, no.
They put semen in his drink.
Oh, no. Did he sue the place?
I think it was a long time ago.
File some sort of
I'm sure.
complaint.
But I think the guy got fired. But, cops won't eat at certain restaurants.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if they've arrested the guy and he works at that restaurant, there's a pretty good chance he's going to tamper with their food.
Yeah.
So they really are very picky as to where they eat. So I'll ask the cop, hey, where's a good place to eat? Because they would tell me the places that they're not going to. And even with me, I have people go, oh, that's people behaving badly guy, or Seven on your side guy, or Stanley on your side. And then I don't know, are they friendly or do they want to, like, you know?
That's why we just need to eat at home.
Well, what if I don't trust you?
Okay. Well, that's a different story. That is true. People are too damn reactionary. It's true. But here's the thing. When I see a post I don't like, I don't bother commenting on it. I'm just like, I just move on. Why? Because if you don't like something, why would you put the extra stress on yourself to go about trying to like change the fact that someone wrote it? They wrote it already. Let it be, you know, not unless it was something like actually geared toward you. Okay, maybe a different story. But
I'm trying to read this one here and I can't get the scroll.
Oh, Dr. Roberts' top one wow, I can't say that word. Epidemiologist in Arizona.
Yeah, but we're not in Arizona.
Yeah, we're in the Bay Area now.
We're in the Bay. Side shows randomly.
Stanley Roberts.
People behaving badly. No, Stanley Roberts, Seven on your side.
No, Stanley Roberts, comments behavingly.
Yeah, whatever you want to name it this time. So it's funny how they took the name, but it's like nobody remembers what the name was except for a few people.
No, most people are like, is it that people acting badly?
People acting badly. Oh, remember?
Oh, the lady
Whole
from
Foods.
Oh, Whole Foods.
So
Mr. Madley.
So we're in Whole Foods.
That was cute.
And we're trying to order some meat, not the kind of you eat in the bathroom, actual meat. And the guy behind the counter goes, "You look just like that guy from TV." And then, so here's where it gets interesting. And I go, "Which guy?" He goes, "Yeah, he does a badly something." Right? He didn't really know what he was trying to say, but he knew I was that. He thought I was that guy. I said, "I look just like him." He goes, "Yeah, you look just like him." I said, "What's his name?" I don't remember his name, but I think you look like him. And then there was a random customer goes, "Oh, you mean Stanley Roberts, the guy who does people behaving badly? Yeah, he moved to Arizona." And I'm like, "Really? He did?" And the guy goes, "Oh yeah, that's it. People behaving badly." And I said, "Well, actually, it's me, but thank you." And he goes, "Well, he said, I love your stuff." I said, "I haven't been on the Bay Area in 4 years." "Oh, well, I don't let you watch TV." Okay. And then he goes, I said, "Well, I'm on YouTube. So go at Mr. Badly TV." He goes, "Mr. Badly? No, Mr. Badly with a B."
Yeah, Madly.
Mr. Badly with a B? No, Mr. Dadley with a D? I'm like, is this some kind of a? I'm like for the hidden cameras.
It was funny.
He could not remember.
He couldn't. No, but then I think he couldn't hear because he was in the back, so that's why he came up like closer. He came up to us.
Yeah.
Because he needed
Mr. Madley, Mr. Badly, Mr. Badley.
He needs to get closer.
Mr. Dadley. I'm like, no, Badley. B-A-D? I mean, it's not even L-E-Y, is it? It's B-A-D-L-Y.
It's B-A-D-L-Y. Why? Did you spell it to him?
No, because I think I spelled it wrong, and you said, did you have an E to it? I go, at this point, Madly, Badly, Dadley, I don't know what to spell anymore. Oh, tell them about your visit to the Flintstone house.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we were in the Bay. We live in the Bay. And then, so I don't know, for all those people that live in the Bay Area, off the 280, when you're going into Hillsboro, which is like a really small city, right?
Of rich people.
Huh?
Of rich people.
Of rich people, yes. There, you'll see from the 280, there is a Flintstone house. And it's basically looks like a Flintstone house. It has even more like decorations on their like slopey backyard area. It has Dino and who else? Does it have Fred on there? I forget.
Fred Flintstone.
No,
yes.
It has Fred. No, in the back. I know it has Fred.
I don't know. We were just in front.
Anyway, so we saw it and we were like, I was like, I've lived here. Like I grew up here and that house has always been there with some changes. And I'm like, I've never seen it in person. Let's go try to find it. So we went to go find it and he found it actually really fast.
You know
so
why?
I Googled, he has a good sense of direction, but then I also Googled the address. Turns out we were already on that street and just had to drive down a little bit more.
Oh, wait. I love this though. We're already on the street. I'm like 4 houses away. She goes, "You want me to map it?" I'm like, "Map it. We're literally on the street."
I didn't know how much farther down we had to go. And I also didn't know what the address was where we were. So I didn't know how far it would be.
You want me to map it?
No, so that we don't keep. Okay. Anyways, this one always comes out to make me try to look like I'm an idiot. So it was cool. So we saw it.
And they have tons of signs saying no trespassing.
No trespassing. Well, because
morons want to jump the fence and go, "Oh, look at the Flintstones."
Okay. Really? You're going to have to come up with a better imitation voice. So, yeah. It
Yes.
was really cool
That's
to
the
see
house that won the lawsuit.
It was really cool to see the Flintstone house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meet George Jetson. I want to see a Jetson house.
That's the Jetsons beach.
I want to see a Jetson house right next to it. And then it'd be Jetsons versus the Flintstones.
So just so you guys know, I have an iRobot. I named him Elroy. And then I have a moth that I named Rosie the Robot.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Jetsons too. And I love the Flintstones. We should watch the Jetsons meet, or the Flintstones meet the Jetsons.
Let's not say we did.
That movie.
Let's not say we did.
Always.
Okay, I will have one condition. You watch a scary movie with me.
What movie?
And I get to pick it.
Okay.
No, any scary movie. I get to pick it. No ifs, ands, or buts. You can't be like, and oh, I love this because when she gets scared, instead of closing her eyes, she closes her ears. Okay. She's looking at it.
I'm looking at it.
Well, yes, she'll cover her ears.
You know how like when something really scary happens, they build up the music and like it's so suspenseful because of the sound. So if I close my ears, if I like block out the sound, what I see won't scare me because there's no like there's no shock effect. So I just close my ears.
You go like this. I don't want to see it. You're like, oh my God.
No, because if I don't see it, I still jump because I hear the music. But does anybody understand what I'm saying or no? No?
No one covers their ears to not hear something.
No.
To not see something.
Okay. I'm not going to explain that. All right. I'm a boomer.
I'm a millennial.
Why you look confused?
Because I forgot we even do that anymore.
We forget everything.
And I normally do it. I said I'm a millennial.
I always forget.
Okay.
See, he's a musician, and so am I.
Thank you, Sonoma Aroma. I will look it up. Get Out. Watch Get Out. That was an amazing movie. I love that movie.
We actually do like that movie. If I don't know if you guys have seen Nope.
Nope.
But I didn't like.
Don't waste your money.
I didn't like that one so much.
Yeah. Nope. We saw it in the drive-in.
No if, ands, or average size butts. Dang, y'all obsessed with average size butts. You mean you saved your flute, Gabriel? I still have my flute. Yes, it's still.
When are you gonna do that? When are you gonna do the when are you gonna fold the fitted sheet? Oh, you thought you got out of that, huh? Ooh, baby. All right.
Anyways, I'm a boomer.
I'm millennial, and we really appreciate you guys spending. You could be anywhere. You could be anywhere.
But you decided to spend your Sunday evening with us.
Yes, all 15 of you. Actually, though, just to be fair, there are a lot watching on Twitter that don't get registered. Because I'll go back and it'll be like 150.
And people on Facebook too, right?
Facebook shows up, but if you don't actually click into it, you can watch it.
Yeah.
If you don't click into it, then it doesn't count.
Sonoma says just ball it up. And of course, we also want to hear Diane play the flute. Nah, nobody really wants to hear that.
Oh, we should do it one day. We might get 1 million views.
1 million views?
Views. You're like, this just in. Diane Faith played the flute. We'll have live news at 11. Goodbye. All right, guys.
All right, have a good week, guys. We'll see you on. Wait.
Okay.
Sunday. Sunday.
Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, I missed your podcast. I don't even know what day it's on." It's been on Sunday for the last 2 years.
This is a fact.
Sunday.
This is a fact.
Sunday. Peace out, yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba doo.
And I'll check out your email, Sonoma Roma. Appreciate it. God loves you. And and all that other good stuff that comes with it. So remember, though, this is not my daughter.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts. Millennial Boom and Reasons Why Aliens Will Never Invade Earth and Caught Misbehaving videos are made possible through viewer donations. Check out www.linktree.com/MrBadleyTV to see how you can help. See you next week.